This man, when he was with the University of North Dakota years ago as defensive coordinator, was highly popular. Then, as many do, we take some different directions in our career. And when the head coaching job at the University of North Dakota opened up a few years ago, many supporters of the program, many fans across the region thought of one name, and they thought of Bubba Schweigert. And Bubba was thinking the same thing. And I remember the day that Bubba was announced as head coach of UND in that press conference at the Alara Center. And Bubba made one thing very clear. He said, we know who we want to be. We know who we need to be successful year in and year out. We're not going to craft a different team from year to year. We know who we want to be. Well, it's been a heck of a fix already because under the direction of Bubba Schweigert, UND football is relevant again. Should have been a playoff team last year. Had all the credentials of being a playoff team last year. They got jobbed. They should have been part of the field. Well, this year, expectations are up, but that's okay. The coach will take that. That's part of the process of being relevant again. And we're happy that the head coach of UND football, Bubba Schweigert, joins us today. Bubba, thanks for your time.
You're welcome, Dan. It's great to be on.
It's a good day, Bubba. Thank you as a staff member of the University of North Dakota, of having trust in what we can do here at KFGO to continue to expand the brand of UND athletics. It's good to be your partner, Bubba.
Well, we're very excited to partner with KFGO, and this is great news for us at the University of North Dakota to be a partner with KFGO. I grew up in the state, like I say, and I travel the state now, spring recruiting, and there's just so many listeners, and to be our voice down in the Fargo-Moorhead area where we know it's key for us to be successful and to get the positive message out and for what we want to do with not only our football program, but with our entire athletic program and our university. It's just great news for us and such a good vibe already, and we're very excited about it.
Well, I'm excited about hearing Jack Michaels call your football games on 790 KFGO and hear him call John Santiago making exciting plays offensively, and Studsrud and Drew Greeley. And there's a lot to be excited about your football team moving forward here, Bubba.
Yeah, we are excited. We feel like we've made some progress in our time here, and we're really pleased with our guys, their effort, and their amount of commitment to the program, and sharing the vision for what we want to do, and who we want to be, and all that's really important, that you get the right people and they buy into it. And you mentioned John Santiago, that a big year as a true freshman hasn't changed as a young man one bit. He just comes to work every day, and we're just really pleased with how humble he is after having that big year. And we're excited about Keaton leading our team and being a captain this year. But there's so many others, too, that are just part of this and working hard.
Mm-hmm.
And, in football, it just takes so many guys. And I've said to the public 1,000 times, if I've said it once, I just love our staff, what they're doing here, and the commitment that they're making to move University of North Dakota football to the top of the big sky.
Bubba, summer workouts underway. Nate Bockel, the man who heads that up, he's a busy man these days. You got a lot of guys back with your strength program this summer?
We do. We're all in town, and, with the exception of a few that have internships that have to leave for a short time and things like that, but the guys are here, and Nate and his staff do a great job. And, they're just so key in what we need to do with player development and to keep that attitude of it's one day at a time. Each day we want to get a little bit better, and that happens in the weight room, and that happens on the turf and in the high performance center. And, that's just been a valuable asset to us. I know we've had some rain recently in that, and some lightning and thunder, and doesn't delay us in our workouts one bit when you have that state-of-the-art facility.
Bubba, what has the High Performance Center meant to your football team since it opened?
Well, there's three things that I think of that are very key. First of all, it creates the perception, and it's a perception that is real. This building was built with private funding, so the people that visit and go in this building and hear that it's privately funded, they know we have great support for University of North Dakota football and University of North Dakota athletics. The second thing, it helps us tremendously in recruiting. When you have that perception out there, and then when we get those young men and their families on campus to see the actual facility. We have a parent of one of our players. He coached volleyball in the SEC, so he was on all the SEC campuses. And this spring, he got to see the facility for the first time. And his comment was, "I've been all over the SEC, and this doesn't take a backseat to any of their indoor facilities." So we're very pleased with just how impressive it is and the recruiting aspect. And then third, player development. It changes our whole ball game, how we do our winter training, how we do our spring football, even in the fall. When we have bad weather conditions, last year for the first time using it, it was a thunder and lightning storm, and we stayed right on pace with practice. We didn't lose any practice time, didn't have to adjust to one thing. So those three things, it just brings so much to our program, and now I believe you'll see a difference.
We're visiting with Bubba Schweigert, the head football coach at the University of North Dakota. Today it was announced that the University of North Dakota and Midwest Communications, KFGO, the Fan, have entered into a 5-year contract. We're proud to be the new Fargo-Moorhead affiliate of the University of North Dakota Athletics. You'll hear UND football and men's hockey on 790 KFGO. And expanded is the fact that those of you in this Fargo-Moorhead marketplace now will have an opportunity to listen to UND men's and women's basketball, as those products will be on 740 The Fan. Bubba, you talked about traveling around the state. You really do enjoy that, don't you? I mean, you like walking in to the school doors in Kindred. You like walking into the school doors in Parshall or Hettinger. I mean, I think that's just kind of your North Dakota guy, though, Bubba. But you love going out and doing those things, don't you?
Well, it's a lot of fun for me. I get an opportunity to do that. I know this spring we're able to go out and see every North Dakota high school football coach, and we think that's really important to do what we're attempting to do here and the direction we're moving the program. But, just to see the people that have supported us or the people that root against us a bit, even that's important, that we get out amongst those people and spread our message. And then to see individuals that you competed against in high school and that you competed against in college, and all those things are really enjoyable to me. And, sometimes you'll see them at the school. Sometimes you might bump into somebody when you're filling gas or, you're maybe out golfing or something like that. It just really is enjoyable for me to be back in the area and to go out and represent UND football.
Now, is Laura still coaching some youth football in the fall, Bubba?
I think we retired her.
Did you
retire? We retired her after 1 year. But she made good progress. She was the morale coach, and I thought she did a pretty good job of that. But I think she's retired, but, I don't know. You can always make a comeback.
Well, that's
a number of people have.
There you go. I think we should begin the lobbying effort for her to maybe attempt to come back. How about the golf game as you make the circuit on the UND Champions Tour golf events this summer? How's the golf game treating you?
My golf game always stays the same. It's poor, very poor, but I really enjoy it. I know we had a great time up in Park River, and the North Valley has been so supportive of us, and they continue to be supportive. And they just do an awesome job with that tournament up there with whole sponsorships and attendance. And then a week ago, Monday, we had a great time down at Oxbow with our supporters down in the Fargo-Moorhead area. And then we look forward to, doing the one in Detroit Lakes will be coming up in July.
That's always a big one.
And they're all fun. And unfortunately, we start fall camp so early that our August ones, I'm unable to attend those, but it's great to get out amongst the people that support us, and those are a great fundraiser for us through our Champions Club.
You talk about your golf game always being one thing that's poor. People ask me about my basketball skills when I was in high school, at Sisseton High School. I tell them I was a 30-30 guy. 30-30 guy. I got in the game when we were up by 30 with 30 seconds left in the game.
Not bad.
Either up by 30 or down by 30 with 30 seconds left in the game, right? That's when I got in.
Hey, bring the energy. Bring the energy. You got to do it throughout the whole game.
Elijah Grady, is he gone for good? This was a phenomenal young offensive lineman from Western North Dakota who left the program. Has he moved on, Bubba?
Elijah Grady, we're still waiting on some things to be done, but he has reapplied for admission here at UND, so we're hoping to have him back. And we look forward to that, and he did a great job for us last fall and made huge improvements. So that would be our hope, that he's back with us this fall.
Well, he certainly has. He was an outstanding contributor for you when he was there very early in his career, and certainly has a high ceiling to him. So we'll see how that pans out. The Santiago story, for those, the backdrop of that story, and how he ended up being, one of your running backs and in one of the most exciting and electrifying players in all of FCS football last year as a freshman. And that all came to be because of an unfortunate series of injuries that you took to the running back position during fall camp. Heck, there were a number of days last year over at Memorial Stadium, you'd walk into practice and here was 3 running backs on their bicycles, exercising but unable to play football. And you got to one point and you said, let's see, who else here can we get some reps at running back? And here was John Santiago, the young freshman at the time from St. Francis, Minnesota, who was intended to be a wide receiver. You plug him in at running back, and boom, the rest is history, as they say, Bubba.
Yeah, interesting story, the way it came about, and who knows what would have happened if we never would have had those injuries. But, that's part of the history and part of what did happen. And what's great about John, he took advantage of the opportunity. He really, embraced it. And he had played running back in high school, and our plan coming in was to use him in the slot and get him the ball in space, which he's very good at. We figured he'd be good at that, and use him as a return man. And he just really excelled at the running back position. And not a very big guy, but he's strong and can run inside and outside. And he's just really hard to get a hand on in space. And we got to keep creating those ways to do it. And we got to be smart with him and give him the right amount of carries and touches in each and every game, and we look forward to seeing him get better and better each and every day.
He's got a good stiff arm, too.
He sure does. He sure does.
Definitely. So when does fall camp start? You said you're starting a little bit earlier this year. What's the opening of fall camp?
Yeah, August 3rd, we will report, smokes. And, that's not that far off.
No.
Not many weekends left, but we're looking forward to it. We report that day and have meetings that evening, and then we do all our NCAA and compliance physicals, all those things on Thursday, and Friday the 5th will be practice number 1. So less than 2 months, and we'll be back at it.
Bubba, you're getting some real creds here going into the season, and what's that mean? Do you like those expectations? Do you like now that the program has returned, where people are looking at and say this could very well be a playoff team, this could be a challenger in the Big Sky? You like those expectations that come with it?
Well, I think we do. Anytime you can get exposure and a positive message out there about your program, it can be helpful. The one thing that we need to guard against is that we would never get complacent and satisfied just because those from the outside are recognizing that we've made progress, because we are so far from where we need to be and where we want to be, and we know that. And it's going to take a lot of hard work to keep taking those steps in a positive direction. And as you move and make progress, it probably gets more difficult to take steps. So we're staying grounded here. We know it takes a lot of hard work, and we respect all those that have worked hard up to this point. We graduated some good guys that were part of this process, but the process continues, and it has to be each and every day. As we talk to our team, we really believe you win the championships. We're in that process right now. You win them in the winter, spring, and the summer, and then you win the games in the fall. So this time of year is really critical, and the spring was really critical, and the winter was really critical for setting us up for a really good fall. And we we were pleased with our winter and our spring, and now we got to have a really good summer, and the guys are working hard to take another step in the right direction.
Well, Bubba, August 3rd, right around the corner. Thank you for having us have the opportunity to help expand your brand here on 790 KFGO and 740 The Fan. We look forward to the partnership, and I look forward to many more future chats like this one in the future as we get closer and then into the season, Bubba.
Well, thank you, Dan, and we're excited that Joel, was instrumental, and Jack and all those guys. We're looking forward to having them and you be a voice for us and increase our exposure in the Midwest.
All right, Bubba, thanks for your time. Take care. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
have a good day.
You too. Bubba Schweigert, head coach, University of North Dakota, on the heels of the announcement today that the mighty 790 KFGO is your new Fargo-Moorhead affiliate to UND Athletics.